For entertainment purposes
Okay, I'm gonna
only.
talk about past life experiences, but this time I'm gonna talk about when I was born this time. Okay, praise the Lord. I remember when I was born this time. I was sitting up in what you would call where the stars are at, like where space is at or whatever. I was right above the earth, but not far, like just right above the earth. And I was in a line of people, a long line of people, and they was all different races, all different races. And everybody was nice. Everybody was talking to each other and hanging out. And we was sitting like on the ground, but wasn't no ground. We were just floating up in the air, like sitting. And it was a long line of us, and we was looking right at the earth, right outside the earth. And this line was going towards this man that was real tall, and he had a white robe on going all the way down to the ground. He had a pad and a pencil. So you got the earth, a big old planet earth, with this tall man in white with a pad and pencil standing in front of the earth, and the earth behind him just glowing. And then you got this long line of people going way off that's in front of him. And as you move closer to this man, everybody went into like a zombie mode. So they wasn't talking. They was just looking straight ahead. That didn't happen to me though. I was still aware. Well, as the people moved to this guy, they would talk to him and tell him stuff, and he would write it down, and then they'll disappear. But when I got to him, he was like, "Oh, you back? You came back? You back again?" And we knew each other. Like, we actually knew each other. So I held up the line because I was talking and stuff, and we was having fun. And he knew me and everything. And I looked right next to me. It was a black hole. And that's what everybody was going through, that black hole. And they was being born on Earth, right? So I had finished talking to him and everything, right, y'all? I go through this black hole, and I pop up in the clouds. Like, I pop up in the clouds. It was beautiful, fluffy white clouds. And I started walking down the clouds, like walking down the clouds. How do you walk down clouds? I didn't trip off that. And out of the clouds came marble looking white stairs. So it was thick clouds with marble looking white stairs embedded in the clouds. So I'm walking down these steps up in the sky, and I come to a room. This big old huge room that had like a marble floor, and it didn't have no ceiling. The ceiling was just the skylight. And the floor was like a marble type floor, and it was big white and black squares, like checkerboard, like. And when I walked into this room, I saw a giant man, but he was like an angelic person, but he did not have wings, and he was like a regular dude that was probably about 20 feet tall. And he walked over to me. He was like started to talk to me and stuff. And right when he did that, somebody called him from behind him that came through a door. And he told me to wait right here. And he walked over to that other giant, and they started looking at me. They was talking about me. And as they was talking about me, I'm looking around and stuff. And the room was beautiful. It was like this big room. It looked like something we're in a museum or something, or a funeral home. I'm just saying, y'all. But I turned around and I looked at the door that I came through. And it wasn't really a door. It was just a clouds and a staircase coming down into the room. Wasn't no door for that. It was just open. And there was these two white columns on each side of the staircase that I came down through. And I thought that was interesting. And he came back over there and told me, okay, you go through that door. It was some double doors to the left. And I didn't really want to go through them. I did, but I wanted to kind of stay and see what was up. And I went through them doors, and I was born in 1973. I'm 51 years old right now, February the 17th, 1973. I was born on this earth, and that's where I came from. And that's what I remember. I remember when I was born, I don't remember sleeping and stuff. I remember the car ride home. I had a car seat in the back seat of the car. I was on the left side behind my daddy who was driving. My mother was on the passenger side. It was raining and it was nighttime when I came home. It was in the rain. I remember they was saying, "Don't wake him up. He's asleep." They kept looking back, seeing if I was asleep or not. And I was like in and out, in and out. And I remember waking up, them carrying me up the steps. And then I remember waking up again. Somebody cut the light on. It was my Auntie Joyce and my Uncle Bay. They had cut the light on and came to see me. I was laying in a white baby bed. And I looked up at them, and they was like, "Oh, he cute." And my mother came in. She was like, "Y'all gonna wake him up like that?" She said, "Y'all get out of here like that." And she looked at me. She's like all nice to me and stuff like that. And she tucked the little cover around my body. And she thought I was gonna cry or something. I just looked at her. I just looked up at her. And I remember she went to the door and she turned the lights off and she left the door cracked. And she left out. Yep. That's when I came here this time.